Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to High Top Sports Golf. Well, not welcome back because it's the first breakout show we've got for you. So I hope you guys enjoy what we're going to put down for you today. We're going to talk Scottie Scheffler, just getting it done once again. Ty's got a stat. I don't necessarily have a stat, but a take, but an overlook of what this man has done this year. Finn Griffin, is he up and coming? Is he going to be one where we're talking about a name that we'll be saying towards the end of the year? Jordan Spieth, find a little rhythm, possibly kind of found his way around the golf course in a unique manner this week. The Rory McIlroy drama is obviously, we got to talk about that. And then, I mean, the live stuff is always going to be part of the conversation, but watching this weekend and seeing what Bryson DeChambeau has done on the live tour is identical to what Scottie's been doing on this side. And I can't imagine, I can only think about if these two were going toe-to-toe week after week, just how electric. I mean, golf's in a much better place than I feel it's been in the last couple of years. But man, Bryson is just so fun for the sport. And if he was there alongside, people are pulling for Scottie. There'd be a hype for Bryson. We'll get into that's obviously towards the end of the show, but that's what I want to do. We got Cowboy Ty here with us, and my name, of course, is Sheldon. Nice to meet you. And Ty, good to see you, big guy.
Yeah, man, this is great. I love that we're diving into the other sports. This is gonna be fun. I actually like this. I enjoy this, and as it gets going, I think it'll be pretty good. I think we'll enjoy it, have a good time.
I agree. I think this is going to be an absolute great time, and I can't wait. So let's talk about the first order of business. Scottie pulls it off. This is his third win in the last 4 starts, but that it gets much juicier. Hopefully, I don't know what your stat is, so I hope I'm not taking it away. Let's go back. This is probably too far. I'm going to go even further. I keep clicking back, and I can't get enough of it. All right, we're going to start at the Genesis Open, okay? This was February 13th. He finishes 3rd, okay? Then he goes to the Arnold Palmer, finishes 11th. Goes to the Players. I remember watching the Players like he sucked, but Roy went on a run, so it made it okay. Scottie finished 20th. So we're talking 4th, 11th, 20th. Houston Open, he finishes 2nd, 1 behind Min-Woo Lee. Then he goes to the Masters. We weren't talking about him much because it was the Rory show and the Rose show. He finished 4th. So we've got 2nd, 4th. Then he goes to the RBC Heritage. He finishes 8th, which, again, I felt like we were okay with because it became the JT show, right? Then Scottie said, hey, I'm still here. Goes and wins by $1 billion, right? Wins the CJ Cup, wins the PGA Championship, finishes 4th to Griffin, right? Who we're going to be talking about as well, and then wins this one.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, it's a run like we've never seen. I mean, it's Tiger-esque, and I
Very.
like, we've said this before. You compare people to Tiger, compare people to Tiger. This one just feels different. I mean, it really does. It feels different. It feels like he's got the mental game. He's got the golf swing. His stats back up everything that he's ever done. His tee to green game is second to none. The stat I saw today was, since May 4th, Scottie has 3 wins, and the Colorado Rockies have 3 wins. So that's pretty hilarious.
That's incredible. That's incredible. That's a way cooler stat than what I just gave. But no, dude, you're spot on, man. In a world where we're always looking for that next big thing, and I just finished watching the Earnhardt documentary on Prime, and so I kind of think about that too, where NASCAR is trying to.
That was great, by the way. That was awesome. I love
that.
So good.
Trying to think about who is that next guy for each sport, and Tiger always is going to be near and dear, but in a weird way, I feel like golf has kind of had a nice handoff or a nice transition of like, okay, we're ready for that next. And we've had them. Jason Day stepped up, Dustin Johnson stepped up, Rory stepped up, Spieth stepped up. They all kind of had their moments. They had little pockets that kind of carried us through. So we never really felt like we had this lull like other sports may have, right? Which is fine, but none of them, all of them showed it. All of them had the game to do it, but in the grand scheme of things, fell off very quickly. I would say Day was probably the longest. And honestly, he was the only one that I feel that was turned away because of an injury. The other ones, it was more of a mental thing. Like Spieth got in his head. Rory became the face. He had a lot to juggle. DJ just didn't give a shit. I mean, let's just call it what it is.
He just collected paychecks.
Yeah, he just didn't care. But Scott, like you said, it feels different. He has the game. He's kind of had a little bit of ebbs and flows. And the biggest thing is he can play anywhere. He's impactful, and he's got the game to win it anywhere that he goes. And yes, his tee to green is just so fluent. I mean, he looks unstoppable right now. He looks like he's just, if he misses, it's just like almost like he's just missing to make it fun in a way. It never feels. It feels like when Tiger played. Like if Scheffler's 2 to 3 back with a day to go, like yeah, it's nobody's winning, and we're getting that. He doesn't possess the same kind of like Earnhardt like intimidator vibe that Tiger carried, and I don't think we'll ever have that again because guys have kind of learned, especially with social media, that you really can't be that a-hole type anymore because you'll get torched. But it feels different.
Yeah, no, no, no. Like I sit there and you look and I actually wrote an article about this. And him and Ted Scott, they sit there and they talk about this golf shot and they talk about it and then they always play the right one and he always executes it. It's amazing. And then when they're in jail, they just take their medicine, they punch out. Scotty will hit a wedge from 130, might put it to 10 feet or less, and he might make the putt, he might not, but he only makes bogey. He doesn't make worse, and he just never takes himself out of a golf tournament, and he knows his skill level. Like on Saturday, he played all day, par golf, and then on the last 4 or 5 holes, he birdies the last 4 out of the 5 holes, and he shoots 68. I mean, it looked like the most boring 68 you've ever seen
Yeah,
on one of the
seriously.
toughest golf courses. It's crazy, and it's like when he plays bad, he's still better than 95% of the field. And that's what's crazy. I was watching him at Colonial when he ended up finishing fourth. I was like, man, Scotty's playing awful. And he was T4. Like, what is going on?
That's to the Scotty standard. Look, this is where we'll get into the Bryson talk because I feel like Bryson, he kind of embodies a lot of the same characteristic. He plays, and I always say, I call it Ricky Fowler ball, where Ricky will go and like double bogey a hole from nowhere and then birdie 7 in a row. Like that's Bryson to a T. Like Bryson will go double double, and it's like, what are we doing? And then just hole out and make 3 birdies. And it's like, okay, he's back. But that
Just
up and
amazing.
down, it's it can kind of take wear and tear on you on the golf course. I think that's where Bryson needs to figure that part out. But I digress on that. Let's talk a little bit this young man here and Ben Griffin. Kind of 2 big weekends for him. Obviously wins last weekend, looking to make another win this weekend. It never felt like it was his. I didn't think that Scotty was going to let him get another one. But is he a name that we can kind of keep an eye on, or is he going to be kind of what Sam Burns was a few years ago? And I say that lightly, of like, look, these guys are still playing; they're still good golfers, but it's really hard to hang on to. Harold Varner, I know he went to Live. He kind of gives me those kind of vibes. JJ Spahn, like they kind of have hot moments, but can they really go on a true big tear? I, listen, I don't know enough about the guy just yet. Anybody that wears aviators with a hat, like I don't trust you. You know, I'm on the fence. Sunglasses are okay. Aviators, like it's just like there's not enough room down there underneath the hat. Like it's a
Well,
tight fit.
there's something to those. So it's crazy that you mentioned this, and this is recent. So I follow golf way more than the average human, and I've known Ben Griffin, and Ben Griffin plays almost every single week. He's grinded his way. He was 4 years ago. He was a mortgage broker. I mean, he was selling mortgages. Now the dude's out here winning golf tournaments. I mean, it's pretty incredible. But the reason, actually, let's talk about the aviators that he
Yeah,
wears.
yeah.
He wears them because he says that he can see more break in the green. He can read the breaks easier by wearing those sunglasses. That's why he wears them, and that's pretty crazy to think. But like, I mean,
At
some
least
people
there's a
just see it
story.
differently.
At least it's a story. At least it's not just for
Right.
looks. So now I kind of
Yes.
listen. That's all I said. I didn't know enough about him. So now I take a step back. I'll look. I'm kind of like the old grumpy guy. I don't like accepting new faces. You know what I mean? Like I am very
Get off
preserved
my
on.
lawn.
Yeah, like hey, like easy. Don't listen. Like when Spieth came on the scene, I was like, hey, let's pump the brakes on this guy. Let's take it easy. You got to earn your reps to be here. I don't mind him now. He's cool now, but he can't figure it out anymore. But yeah, it takes me a while. Look, Scotty, like I hate people when they go, he's an ex Tiger Woods. Like it's like that old thing. It's like no, they're not. I'm past it now. I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to find the next generation of guys. So I'm trying to
Yeah,
be
I
more
mean,
open
it
here.
goes. It's that time. Honestly, if you think about Jack, and then we had a little break, and then we had Tiger. Now we've had
Philly.
a little break, and now we have another one, and it's kind of it's a generational thing. It's good, but for Ben Griffin, good for him. I mean, this guy's playing out of his mind right now.
Yeah.
He's hot. He's gotten hot at the right time. I think he moved up to sixth in the FedEx Cup points. He's going to make the top 30. He's going to be there. Like he's going to get exempted for the next 2 years. He's exempted in all the majors. Like these are the breaks that you need in golf to get your career on the right track. And when you take all the pressure off, it can help because for a while there, he was standing toe to toe with Scotty, but Scotty just doesn't make mistakes, so he just had no shot.
Is
Wasn't
he?
his fault. He made
He'll
a
be in
big
the
eagle.
open, I imagine. So I'll give a
Yeah,
full true judgment. come that weekend. Okay, then I'll let you know
That's
how I'm feeling.
that's when the best golfers step up to the plate. You are not wrong about that.
Yeah.
That's when they step
And
up.
look, that's a hard line to hold, but like let's really see if this run is something. Look at Sam Burns was somebody that kind of like that same kind of feel that just had a really good year. A lot of people liked him a lot. I mean, he was what number kind of climbing in top of the FedEx points and hasn't really been that guy in the last I would feel like year and a half. So look, that's golf. I mean, that's happened. It's ebbs and flows, but we will see. Let's talk
So,
about Jordan Spieth, the guy that's been up and down. I mean, this guy was all over. I mean, I think he played every inch of the course this past weekend. It was right there. It
it's
was had
funny you said that. I said he's hit it everywhere but my living room to my buddy. I said I think he's hit it everywhere but my living room.
unbelievable, man. The guy was all over the place. Look, just for me, the Spieth, the Thomases, that kind of group, that generation, right? They're good for the game of golf. Those guys are really just dove into the dad life and just not taking it too seriously, but almost overthinking it. But it's good when they're good, and especially with a lot of well, again the live thing. I know it's a big it's always a conversation, but you got just big names, exciting names that people like to go see, and so there's the kind of areas of the lineup that kind of gets a little flat in my opinion. Spieth carries some weight, makes it exciting, and was happy to see him do well this weekend. Thought he was going to give us a run, but that's something we still haven't seen from Spieth. Him just being able to close out towards the end and really have some big strong runs. He's fighting himself through the course, but the glimpses are there, and that line is like either you just fall off or he can turn a switch here. He's gonna be someone to watch come PGA Champion or the U.S. Open, excuse me, for sure in 2 weeks.
Well, the problem with Jordan Spieth is he he can't keep it in play, and he it's not that he can't keep it in play, he keeps it in play, but what I mean by that is he has trouble finding the fairway. And then when he does find the fairway, like he might hit an iron off course, or it's called the Jordan Spieth experience. He might chip in from off, out of nowhere. But Jordan Spieth, to me, he's mentally out of his game.
Yeah,
He said one thing that really stuck out to me that made me believe that he doesn't think his confidence isn't as high as it should be anymore. He was doing an interview and he said, this is tough, but Scottie Scheffler, I used to be better than him and now he's way better than me. And I understand that that's the truth and we all know that, but that's not what you want to hear from a
yeah.
guy like that. You want to hear,
He shouldn't say that out loud.
right, he should say, "Hey, like Scotty's got the game, but I'm gonna get back. I'm trying to get back. I'm coming off this wrist injury. I'm gonna be number one again." Like it's those comments to me that it's like, yeah, we know he's better than you right now, but you shouldn't be telling yourself that. You should be telling me, I got to get on that level. And it's like he's getting closer. He did play a whole year with a messed up wrist, trying to fight through it. I thought that was a mistake. But it just like there's something always off about his game. It's either he's not making any putts, or he's hitting every ball out of the rough, or he can't get up and down from somewhere. It's just seems like it just doesn't have all the pieces to his game all the time.
Yeah, at the right times for sure. I mean, look, you're not gonna always have it, but it's almost it's got to be a nice healthy balance of 70 or 70-30, right? And it's more of a
Right.
60-40. There's just not enough things going for the right way for him. But yeah, you can't look, and I think about the era with Tiger and Phil. Like Phil never believed or acted or walked as if Tiger was better than him, even though it wasn't even close. He still felt that I'm him, and people don't like Phil for that, but you have to respect it because of how he carried himself. So
You
we'll
have to
see.
believe that.
Yeah,
The
you have to.
best golfers in the world believe that, and you
It's
have
all
to
up
because
here.
if you don't, it is. It's a mental game, and Jordan Spieth is not going to survive the U.S. Open hitting it like he hit it today. He cannot be playing out of the
No,
rough all the time at the U.S.
no,
Open.
not at all.
You
Not at
will you
all.
will get you will get run over. So
Yeah,
he's going to have to figure that out.
interesting stuff. Look, let's dive into. I mean, this is. I got a little take for this one because this one has me in shambles. Rory McIlroy bails out of the Memorial, doesn't tell Jack. That's just a lot of things happening here. Moves across the pond. When he won the Masters, my thought was he's either going to go on a generational run because the pressure has been alleviated from him. He's going to be able to just do magical things now, or he's just going to say F it. Like the Grand Slam's done. I've carried this logo enough. I fought against the live. My work here is done. I was hoping for the run. I was hoping that he would just go do some incredible things and give us a show of him and Scotty, because Scotty wasn't going to let him run away with it either. I think Scotty's got a lot of golf left and he knows that, and Roy's on the back half, but still a very very great game left. Unfortunately, again, it feels like he's sailing it in. Again, his outing at PGA wasn't that fantastic. It's unfortunate, in my opinion, for golf, for him, for his legacy. I mean, this is small stuff. I know it's very minimal right now. We're kind of in it, so my take's a little aggressive. But things like these small things add up very quickly. You can't allow this to continue on. Again, even skipping out on the RBC Heritage, I kind of was okay with it because, completely Grand Slam. So yeah, go do you. But I didn't think I thought it was more of just a one-off. It's starting to appear to be a pattern.
Yeah, no, so it's the way I feel about Rory. I think Rory should have way more wins than he does. I think Rory should be the greatest golfer of all time because he has the best swing of any golfer I've ever seen. But once again, his like he almost has, I don't know, he's not to the brink of Dustin Johnson about not really caring, but it just doesn't feel like he has a go killer mentality. It just feels like that he's good enough to get by on his talent, and that's okay with him. He doesn't have the go, I want to be the best like Tiger Woods had.
And what
And that's
Scotty's
why he could never
embodying.
be on Tiger Woods. And
Scotty's
Scotty
starting to
is
embody
that
it.
way. Scotty is that way. He just doesn't show that he's that way. And that's great. That's awesome to have that mental capability.
We're seeing it
Like
from time. We're seeing it more and more though. It's
you
starting
do.
to ooze out a little bit.
It gets a little fist pump here and there, and he gets a little aggravated from here to there. Not like insane, but
It's the perfect
it's
amount
golf.
for
It's
me.
going to bother you.
It's enough for me to know that, okay, he does care. When he just didn't show me anything, I was kind of annoyed. I was like, this guy he's like a Brooks Koepka.
I like
Bro,
emotion for sure.
I need a pulse. Give him a little bit.
I need an emotion. I agree. You do
Yeah.
need some emotion. Spieth is out of control. His emotion on the course is
It's
way too
gross.
much.
So
It's out of
gross.
control. You got to calm down, buddy. Like we get it. We understand golf. Like you don't
I
have to
think
tell us about
JT's got a nice dose of it. It's a perfect
yes.
I feel you, dude. And then he also gets fired up like a healthy amount, like like the perfect amount at the right times.
Correct. And once again, back to Rory.
Yeah, sorry.
To me, no, you're good. You're good. I like that we go off. Of course, don't talk about other people. But Rory, to me, when he won the Masters, he almost choked that away too. I mean,
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Oh, that was a tough golf shot." I was like, "Tough golf shot." It was a 75-yard pitch for the second best player in the world. He was ranked number 2 in the world. It was a 75-yard pitch with 100 yards of green to work with, and he chipped it right in the creek. I mean, that's just not something like to me. He should be better than what he is. And this is becoming like more and more. I feel like Rory's coming is like his schedule is dropping little by little by little by little.
He's almost wishing he was at Live to play a lesser schedule.
I agree, and it's crazy. But like when he won the Masters, he cut out. It's like when he plays a major, he just quits the next week. Like he doesn't because he did it at the Heritage. Now he played the PGA, then he skips out on Jack's tournament. Like they put those signature events so that the guys after the majors would play.
Yeah.
And now Rory's already skipped out on 2 of them. And I don't think he should skip out on Jack's tournament. I think that's kind of disrespectful. I don't really care for it that much. It's Jack's tournament. Like he was a generational player. Like you want to win that tournament, and that's why Scotty's finished like third, second, first, or something like that. Something insane at that tournament because he wants to win. It's like a major to him, and that's what they should be. Like you should want to go win, and Rory should be the best in the world, and he just isn't. He just doesn't have that killer instinct. He has the greatest golf swing of all time, just not the instinct to be the killer.
He does have a beautiful swing. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Look, I was big. I was really hoping for Rory to have a big year, but look, maybe he flips the switch. But right now, again, it's turning him more to a pattern.
He is in the field for the Canadian Open next week, so we'll see.
Well, he's supposed to be. That's his job. This isn't to Live. He can't play once a week and for 3 days in shorts. But okay, I don't know.
3 days in shorts. Shotgun start.
Oh, golly. What a disgrace. All right, let's get into Live. Speaking of it, look, and I kind of already been kind of teasing this a little bit, but Bryson is on just doing fantastic things for the game of golf outside of in between the ropes, right? I mean, from the YouTube perspective, his personality, what he brings. I mean, and again, he still brings it to golf. Let's not get it twisted. But to have him every weekend would be awesome. Again, to have all those guys that are over there, the Brooks, the Cameron Smiths. Cameron Smith he's DJ 2.0. He completely just sailed the thing. Again, it just reminds me every time I see tournaments like this of like you've got great runs with Scottie and Jordan. Bryson would have been in the conversation without a shadow of a doubt. Brooks playing from week to week. He might be in the conversation. In a way, it's made the majors very exciting, to say the least. But I don't want to get more into this like live PGA because that's so overdone. I was just more of thinking of like, can we can we just trade a couple? We'll give you 2 for 1. We'll give you 2 PGA guys if we can bring Bryson back. He's crushing it. He has been their biggest and their best investment by far. Like I said, he just won this week, and I think he finished second last week, or not whenever they played. I don't know when they play. Whenever they played last, on top of having a good outing. He had a decent outing at the PGA Championship. I'll say a decent outing. His putting wasn't there. It's funny. He posted a complete 9 holes with me beforehand, and TaylorMade did it this following week with Scheffler. TaylorMade did it. Bryson did it from his own personal account. Come play 9 with me at the PGA Championship on the practice round, and he just couldn't putt. And I was gonna bet on him. I was like, you can't putt. Your YouTube videos, you're showing you're missing dumb putts, and you're missing them the day before. Nah, cat. That is something that just turns off and on. So,
yeah. So this is crazy. So like the Bryson story. So like when Bryson first came into the PGA Tour, he became hated. Him and the Brooks thing, and no one liked him. And then like you've never seen a turnaround. Like, but he was so enamored with golf. Like he was going to figure it out. He was going to beat everybody. Like I love people like that. So like I liked Bryson because when Bryson came on,
same.
I want to be the best. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to do things differently than everyone's ever done it. I'm going to do it my way. And that's nothing wrong with that. And now, but Bryson has, as he's grown up and he's gotten a little older, he understands it. Like now he's liked because he understands it. He gets the game of golf to the point where the fans love him. And it's because he's out there slapping hands. He's out there like high-fiving people. Like he wasn't like that before, but this has helped his golf game so much. I think him being liked by everyone helps his game.
Oh,
and when he's out
he
there
redirected his energy.
Yards, oh, it's 100%. And you can see him every major. He's out there. He's slapping the hands. He's in the top 5 in every major. He's Scottie Scheffler in majors. To me, him and Scottie are going to go toe-to-toe at this U.S. Open because it is made for Bryson DeChambeau. He can hit it anywhere he wants. There's hardly any trees. He can hit it, go find it, and hit it again. And that's what Bryson needs to do because we all know he smokes it.
I thought the PGA was open for him too. He just couldn't putt.
Yeah, I mean, he played bad and he was still there. Like that's he didn't play great.
I think he'll play well in the Open too. I think the Open will fit his because he'll hit every green in one. We'll see how he putts, but
win dependent. He's never really played well at the Open Championships.
That's true.
But those are wild cards
because he just hits so high and it just lofts it up there.
The wind can take. I mean, it just all depends on the weather when it comes to the Open, but. The U.S. Open I've heard, is going to be set up to even par. They want even par to win this thing. So the greens will be running crazy. The rough is super thick.
Asinine, yeah.
And I can't think of anything that would help Bryson more, to be honest, because when Wingfoot was that way, all he did was bomb it, go find it, hit it, and finish 2 under and win the tournament.
He has the butt to kick it out. So the rough doesn't really phase him.
You're right. And the only thing that Bryson, I think with his bending or how he bends his clubs and things like that, I think the only part it really can hurt is his short game because his bunker, the way his wedge is set, it can mess up his bunker game a little bit because they're not set like true wedges. But he scienced it enough. Maybe he just doesn't feel like he has to hit out of bunkers very often or something like that. But his short game is a little sketchy because of the way he bends his clubs, in my opinion. But when you drive it 400 yards and you're hitting wedge in every hole, you don't have to really get up and down very much.
Yeah. No, he's great for the game, man. He's definitely flipped the switch for himself. And I loved, like I said, when he came onto the scene, his nerdiness, just his appreciation for the game and how he pushed it and challenged it. I loved it. I thought it was great for the game then. I think it's great for the game now. So, look, if we can make a trade.
He's the second best in the world. He's right behind Scottie. He's the second best in the world.
It's not a bad take. Yeah, I mean, with how Roy's been playing, it's not a bad take at all. Well, listen.
If they played heads up, I think. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, that was it. That was going to be our first wrap up of our first show here on High Top Golf. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it with Ty and I getting after it. Look, we hope to do these kind of once a week, especially throughout the season, and hopefully provide some more content. I mean, on the course, things like that. The options and the avenues are endless. So if you guys liked, you know what to do. Smash the like button, subscribe. Leave us a comment down how you feel about our takes, where we got wrong, we got right. We want to hear it. We'll see you boys in the next one. Peace and love, baby.